Okay, looks. Now somebody sent me an email and they said, Brace, how do you determine chicks that you like? Or, and it goes both ways, men and women. And what the big dilemma is this. A lot of women like guys because of their looks. Guys like women because of their looks. And these are especially younger people. They don't care if they're nightmares. They don't care if somebody's, a drug addict. They don't care if somebody's known to be a cheater. They don't care if somebody doesn't, want to do anything with their life. They base everything on looks, and that's why it creates this big chaotic relationship, because they're so hung up on looks. Now, a lot of this is due to the emotional immaturity of the 20-something-year-old crowd, because that's what they do. They're all about looks, and you can't be all about looks. Let me tell you something. It's like I've dated women that are totally beautiful, 10s. Or I've met 10s, I've had lunch with 10s, I've had this with 10s, whatever. And you know what? Most of them are so high maintenance, or they're so whacked out, you wouldn't really want to spend any time with them. And that's the whole thing, because in a relationship, you need to spend time with somebody that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you happy, that's not high maintenance, and is just a normal person. And what I have found out, okay, men looking at women that are very attractive, and especially in bigger cities, they tend to want more. They tend to think they're entitled to more. Therefore, they seek out older men that they're not attracted to buy them the things that they can't buy themselves, or buy them the things that some guy their own age can't afford to buy them. But what they're doing is they're making a deal with the devil, because they do this for years, and they're hanging out with these people, these men that they're not attracted to, they're not in love with, and yet the guy thinks that she's in love with him, and the guy, it's a chaotic, dramatic situation that most people find themselves getting into after a certain point. But there's certain people. I'm not saying this for everybody, and women get hung up on these men that are their type and they're good looking or whatever. And even if he's cheating on her, even if he tells her, hey, I don't want to go out with you, I'm not looking for a monogamous relationship. And a lot of people just don't get it. They're all hung up about looks. And looks, it's nice to have somebody that you're attracted to, but if somebody's a whack job and they're not on the same page as you, looks don't account for much, because looks will fade after a while, which a lot of people, you hear, it's kind of a cliche, but that is what happens if you're with somebody for a long-term relationship. I mean, come on, not everybody's attractive their whole life. So if you're going to go into a relationship based on looks, you're almost selling your soul. A person has to be more than looks. They have to have, a solid foundation. They have to have the things that you require from a mate. And a lot of people, especially the 20-something-year-old crowd, they're afraid to ask, or they're afraid to really confront them for what they really want. It's like dating. Do you want to have kids? No, I don't. Okay, well, they do, but they think that if you spend enough time with them, they can convince you to having kids. Or everybody thinks that they can change your mind or change you as a person. And bottom line is if you're attracted to somebody from their looks and you don't have much commonalities with them, you're with the wrong person. And a lot of people, what are you looking for? Are people looking for this long-term relationship? And I think a lot of people are, especially in the beginning, but nobody told them the guidelines or what to look for. So next time you're having a talk with this person that you're so infatuated with their looks, ask them, hey, do you want to have kids? If they say no, but you want to, it's not a good match. Or if you say, hey, do you want to get married? Are you looking for a marriage relationship type situation? If they say, no, I don't want anything to do with marriage, I just want a casual date, and you're looking for marriage, guess what? You should walk away. It doesn't matter how good looking they are. And don't think that you can change them, because you can't. Those convinced against their will are of that opinion still. That means that you can convince somebody to change their mind for a minute, but if it's not in their heart, they're not going to change. So that's the topic about looks. Looks are great and everything, but they fade. You need to find a partner that has the same soul, the same ideas, and the same core values that you have. And don't fool yourself. Everybody just thinks, oh, okay, forget it. But then later on it comes out in the relationship, and it's a bad outcome. So that's what you have to do. I mean, looks are good. I love looks. I mean, you know what? If you take away the money factor and the success factor, and if everybody had the same amount of money in the world, you'd see 10s with 10s, 9s with 9s, 8s with 8s, 7s with 7s, and so on and so forth. You would see these 60-year-old men with hot 30-year-old women. And the only reason you see that is because they got money. And they're buying this 30-year-old woman something, and she traded her soul to the devil because she's not into this guy, but she wants his money. And it's just, you think she's happy? A lot of these women, you know, they're waking up with guys, these crusty old men that makes their skin crawl, and they wonder why they're hooked on sleeping pills and all the shit drugs that they take. They wake and bake, they're high all the time, are drunk because they're taking themselves out of the reality of the world. A lot of these women think that I'm going to marry an attorney, I'm going to marry a doctor so I can just sit on my ass the rest of my life and have the easy life. Well, guess what? If you're with somebody that makes your skin crawl, you're in a life of like torture. So that's the deal with looks. Don't get caught up on the looks. Get caught up on somebody's inner self, not the outer self. I'm Brace. Sign up for everything. You'll get more of these videos. And you know what? I'm drinking some Bracelands, and they're good drinks, and we're going to talk more about that because I'm coming out with my own tequila.